every single day of my life, I wake up and the first thing I want to do is make sure I go for a run. Fast people are fast, and everyone's there with the same goals, just some of them are slightly slower, that's all.
So, introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do running-wise, and where are we today?
Okay, hi, I'm Clare Elms. I started running about 15 years ago. I had my triplets. I had 2 boys and a girl, and they were actually quite hard work. So I decided to go for a run, and I did a lap around the avenue, and then I did another one. And someone saw me out running, and they said, "You look as though you could be really good. Why don't you join Beckenham Running Club?" So I went along to Beckenham Running Club, started doing the Wednesday evening club runs. And I broke 40 within about 3 or 4 weeks. I did a race, so it kind of came quite naturally to me, and I realised that actually, even when I was young, I was actually very sporty. I swam a lot, so I was a very good swimmer. I decided to join a running club, and I started training on the track. And it was obvious that I was quite good at the mile, 1,500 metres, and it went from there.
Yeah.
So,
and do you have an approximate, so what year did you have your triplets?
I had the triplets in 2000.
So 2000 is when you went for your first run?
No, to be perfectly honest, I was a bit busy for 2 or 3 years, and it was really hard work.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I do feel about having children, you lose your identity a bit, because I worked in the city before, and it was all about me and going out. All of a sudden, I had triplets, so I wanted to do something for myself. So in fact, I did. I started running, and it was just kind of kept me going at the time.
Awesome. And so you went for that first run, and you've just told me off camera that you think this is your 82nd 3,000
metre race.
So we're at Tunbridge, 3,000. What is your? If you've done 82, do you still feel a bit nervous for racing? Do you get excited? Like, how does it feel after you've done so many races?
I think almost as I've got older, because my goals have changed and there's all sorts of records that you can get, I find that I'm actually probably getting more nervous, because in the old days there wasn't so many time trials, it was more about racing people. Mm-hmm. So my times didn't matter and they just came automatically. But at the moment, when you try and chase goals, it's almost more stressful, I think, because you look at the clocks and you just think, oh, I'm too slow, I'm too fast, I'm all this, and instead of just running naturally, it does get a bit more stressful. I shouldn't be nervous after 82, 81, 3Ks, but you need to be a tiny bit, you need the adrenaline, so I think it probably works for me.
And a lot of the races you do have got people of all sorts of ages, far younger, older, different genders, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy that element of it? Does it add anything different to it? Or?
I think I probably get more stressed when I'm racing people of my own age group. Having said that, a lot of them aren't particularly competitive with me. Running, I did an Invicta Open a month or so ago, and everyone in the race was an under 13. And I'm 60, and I'm always last. I'm always last to start with, and then you move through. It doesn't really help your racing, but that's just the way kids run. So I think it's just more fun, and I think they feel more under pressure that a 60-year-old doesn't beat them than I beat them, because I could be their granny probably.
Yeah, and today specifically,
yeah.
I know you obviously just going to run your best regardless. Is there? We mentioned there's a British record.
Is a British record.
How does that add into the sort of scenario?
I think it just gives you a goal. I do think, it'd be great to get it. If I don't get it, there'll be other 3Ks, so I'll give it another go. Hopefully I'll go for the record. Depends on the race, depends how windy it is, if I can get into a good group, but hopefully I should be okay today.
Awesome, exciting stuff. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no,
much appreciated.
On your marks.
And nearer to the world record, so maybe next time I'm going to go for the world record, I think.
So, how many seconds off of the world record?
I think it was about 4 seconds, so I think I'm probably going to have another go quite soon.
That's marvellous. Well done, Claire.
Thank
I'm
you.
proud of you.
Thank you
Thanks
for
very
having
much.
me. If I start by going back to when I was very, very young, at primary school, I was amazing runner. In fact, I was the fastest in the school, and all the boys were scared of me because I used to run faster. At my father's sports day at work, I beat everyone, so I knew deep down I had something there, but it wasn't anything that I followed up. And when I was in my younger teens, I started swimming, and I swam and trained before school and after school, got very good at swimming. But it wasn't a passion, so I gave it up. And maybe if I'd started running then, I would have stuck with it, but I didn't. So fast forward to when I had my triplets in 2000, I found it quite hard work. And I'd given up work in the city, and I started in the evening thinking I need to go out for a little run. And a friend of mine said that she'd look after the triplets, and I started just going out for maybe a mile or 2 miles. And then gradually I got faster and faster and fitter, and someone said to join Beckenham Running Club, and that was the beginning of it. Having turned 60 now, it's the time where you're meant to make use of your turning 60 and try for the records and things. So that's where I'm at the moment. I remember, even running indoors and 1500, and when I broke 10 minutes for 3K, if you said to me, what did you go through each lap in? It was just completely irrelevant to me. I just ran, and that's all I did. I just ran. And on the whole, I think I knew 3K is this distance, you need to run that fast, the 550 is and it's only recently now that I kind of maybe slightly more into times and things like that, because really it was just naive, it was just running off the front, and now I say, well, I can't run by myself at the front, and in those days I would just run from the front, and I was perfectly fine at it. So so that was it. And then I had my triplets, and to be perfectly honest, all three of them are really, really, they have an awful lot of talent at sport. My first son, he extremely good at football, but he had knee problems. And my second son, Alex, ran 4:41 for the mile on his 30th birthday.
Wow.
So he had an awful lot of talent, but got bad knees, and he fell out of love with it. But it's all there, and I kind of feel I didn't run at that age, so maybe one day he might come back. And Lucy, she ran for England, got an England vest 5K when she was at Birmingham University, and she's very sporty. She swims and she cycles, and a lovely thing is that we do run together, we train together, and also we won the South of England bronze medal in Beckenham Place Park, the cross country senior level, and we were on the podium together, which was really special actually to be able to run with her. And the nice thing about her, she'll help me. She I think it's normally the other way around, but she says, don't worry about my reps, I'll help you, Mum, which is really sweet, because she's just happy to enjoy her running, so she's amazing.
Is it that you're good and you often, win quite a lot of things or get records, or is there something else about like why you enjoy most weekends going out and doing a race?
I just think I just can't quite work out. I keep thinking that one day I'm going to wake up and just think, oh gosh, I've had enough of this. At the end of the day, every single day of my life, I wake up and the first thing I want to do is make sure I go for a run. I mean, it doesn't have to be a fast run, just a nice run, slow plod around the park, and it just, with music, it just makes me happy, really.
Yeah, and obviously because you have reached a good level, you've had some help from, you were mentioning Saw Running, who have helped you. How did that little relationship start, and then tell us a little bit about that?
Well, basically what happened probably about maybe 10 years ago, he contacted me and said, I think he probably noticed me for my age grading and the times I was doing for my age, and said, would I like to have some photos taken? So I did that. That was an awfully long time ago. And then since now, he's been doing a lot of club vests, and he started a Saw Running team. And he said, would I like to be on the Saw Running team? And actually, I was so delighted and really flattered. So they've been amazing to me. They give me kit. Which I think is great. It's great for me, and it's great for Masters Running as well, that more people are doing Masters Running and more people are coming into it, and I think it's great that Saw recognise that.
what either advice or just like, what would you say to someone that is getting into running, maybe in their 30s or 40s, in terms of how they should approach it?
I think if they've never run before and they're completely fresh to it, I think probably what I did was when I started, I just went for runs by myself with music, so I had a base. So as soon as then I started training with the club, I'd already had maybe a year or so of just base running. In fact, I probably ran more miles then. And then I substituted, good sessions for the jogging around. So I think, you can't suddenly start running and doing hard sessions, but maybe just kind of lay a base of getting fit and getting your body used to it at a slightly older age. And the other thing, that lady just missed, I've also never ever done any strength work until this year. And I think that's probably, quite an important thing as you get older. I think old school runners probably didn't do it quite so much. It's quite a big thing now, and I've never ever done anything until this year, because it's supposed to help. So hopefully I would say do that as an older person as well. I think there's all these world records and things, people saying, we're doing all these world records, but I would say my most favourite time is spent running across country on a Saturday with people from the club. Doing the SALs on a Saturday when you're mucking in and doing the 4x4 relay. It's fun. It's such good fun. It's great being a member of a club. You get on with everyone. You've got something in common. I would say definitely join a club. If you don't want to do track, then join just a friendly running club. Get out with them on a Wednesday, and if they do sessions, then do that as well. And I don't think anyone makes you feel intimidated. Fast people are fast, and everyone's there with the same goals, just some of them are slightly slower, that's all. I think probably my training is fairly unorganised chaos, but I want to keep my speed, so I'm going to keep up doing 8s and 15s. But I also enjoy the road. I want to improve my 5K time. I want to get under 18 this year. I want to get the 5-mile record. And the 10-mile and the half marathon as well. So how I've always done it is I've done track during the summer. I get my speed. We then do the relays for the club. I'm looking forward to the relays coming up. And then with the cross country, then maybe do some more miles and try to do some road races. So that's the plan.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. That's great. Anything else, Johnny? All good?
No, great. Thank you so much.
That was fantastic. No, you smashed that. It was amazing.
That was amazing. Thank you so much, Dave.